Hey, sorry guys, I was just entering my creator code. Today we're going to be talking about the ugly brother of the Hacksaw. So the Hacksaw is widely regarded by me as probably one of, if not the best LMG in the entire game. It's basically just your basic LMG. You got an M60 here, boys, which is very fast firing if you put fire rate and damage on it, and it's also it's very, very powerful. We do fire rate and damage on this because fire rate and damage is equal to crit rating and crit damage, and that'll be true to the rest of this video. But you also can't do crit rate and crit damage on this, so it's an interesting weapon. But that's usually what I go to for my LMG status, but I've been made aware that there's another LMG, and this isn't news in any way. The Terminator's been in the game forever, and it's not going anywhere, but this is basically your other option to the Hacksaw, and it's, well, let's talk about it. So Terminator is base game, so it's a little bit easier to get. That being said, the Hacksaw, along with the other military weapons, were recently added to the game, so if you want to go in and, oh boy, hunt to find them, so if you want to go in and, research it right from the book, you can do that with the Hacksaw, but the Terminator lies all the way up here with the assault weapons, right here. So the Terminator is, as I said, it's kind of like a slower firing, kind of lesser damage. I don't know. I don't know where this stands because the way that I have it perked up, it doesn't have the damage perk. So it's really relying more on a crit rating, crit damage build. But for my personal experience, it's pretty much on par, if not weaker than the Hacksaw. That said, if you have this weapon and you really want to try it out, I'd highly recommend going for it. You're going to want a soldier loadout. You're going to want an assault loadout. So I'll link my soldier video in the description below, along with my guide to making the best soldier loadout. That'll give you the biggest bang for your buck on this Terminator. So these are the perks. This is what I would go with. You're going to want that fifth perk to match. So if you have Affliction, then do Afflicted. If you have Slowed and Snared, do Slowed and Snared. Slowed and Snared tends to be the better one because it slows enemies down, and that stacks with the Frost King perk if it slows enemies on your base, and it stacks with the Wooden Floor Spikes if they get pricked. So Slowed and Snared tends to be a bit better because Affliction doesn't do that much damage, but if you have it, then you want to perk it this way. I would recommend crit rating, crit damage. I think in my basic testing that seemed to do pretty okay, but I would try to maybe do it. I might make mine fire rate and damage just to compare it closer to the Hacksaw, because in testing I wasn't, my hair exactly wasn't blown back by this weapon, but I encourage you to try it out for yourself. You can make this any element you want. Energy is best all around, but fire, nature, and water each have their certain situations where they're better. If you want to know more about elements, I'll link my video down below. No need to get into that now, but typically you'd want to go energy if you're only making one of these. I would highly recommend reload when it comes to LMGs. It already has 100 bullets. You don't exactly need more, and if you are following my recommendations on the soldier loadout, then you'll be having assault ammo recovery. This is in lieu of another damage perk, but that 24% chance to refund ammo gives you about a 31 extra shots on average. So now we're at 131 bullets, and you don't really need all that many bullets, seeing as it has a pretty slow reload. With a 50% reload buff, it's already at 2.7. Most LMGs take between about 4 and 5 seconds to reload, so that's definitely a decision you're going to want to make on your own. As for why my perks are still blue, that's because I'm personally on the fence about it. I make my weapons blue just to test them out and get a good grasp for it, and so even though it's not exactly holding up to the Hacksaw in the times that I tested the two, it is, it is not perked all the way, but from blue to gold, it tends to make like a 20 or 30% damage difference. It's pretty significant, but in the idea of just testing out a weapon on a general basis, it's really not that big of a deal. So that's the Terminator. Pretty standard crit rating, crit build. I mean, it's not really anything special in that sense, but it is another LMG that often gets overlooked by the Hacksaw, so if you have it, like I said, I'd recommend trying it out. It's just another weapon to add to your arsenal and just have a good time playing with. So if you want to try it out, do so. If you guys liked the video, hit like, subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much for watching. Check out my weapon guides in the description below, and have a nice day, you guys.